Here we go. Oh, yeah, it's me. It's your boy, the Louisiana Country Boy, coming at you live once more again. Also, what I need for you to do, sit back, relax, put on your headgear. Oh, my worthless 2 cents is about to put something in your ear. Oh, and here we go, here we go, here we go. Oh, the boy is here, the boy is back. Oh, it's me, it's your boy, the Louisiana Country Boy, coming at you live once more again with another episode of my worthless 2 cents table talk, where your approval is not needed. And as you can see, the old country boy did not come along. I am not alone. Wait a minute, what's that song? I got my people with me. I got my people with me. Wait a minute, look, before I get started, hey, look here, my special guest, I got this little toy, and I have yet to use anything on it. So look here, y'all. I have a special guest coming. So what I need for y'all to do is get ready. That's weak. That's weak. That's weak. That's weak. What I need for y'all to do is get ready. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So look at here. Before I do that, I want to tell y'all once more again, there is a call-in number. So if y'all want to call in, if you have some questions for the guests, if you want to ask the guest something, if you want to make a comment, statement, whatever you might want to do. And just remember this, Old Country Boy is in control of the phone. So if y'all get out of hand, I'll hang up on you in a quick minute. I hit that. But no, you're more than welcome to call in. The call-in number is 832-699-0408. That is 832-699-0408. And we're about to do this thing. I will say this right here. This lady right here, she is a wonder. I call her personally, this is what I call her. I call her the boss. Not because it's just the name, it's because what she does and how she goes about doing it. She is a boss. She is an incredible lady. I met her some time back. And from the moment that I met her, I saw the gift. I saw the gift. I saw the treasure that she is. She is a phenomenal lady. She is not a stranger to the show. She's actually been here before. So I'm glad that she took the time out of her busy schedule to come here once more again, to set up here with this old country boy and give him some good stuff and give y'all some good stuff. So what I need for y'all to do is I always say, I ain't said it in a minute, but I get to say it tonight. What I need for you to do, sit back, relax, put on your headgear. Oh, Shebia CreativeAF. Shebia CreativeAF. Put something in your ear. Thank you, Shebia, for coming. Welcome back once more again. Them people got something to tell you. The crowd loves you, good.
Well, thank you, crowd. And thank you so much, Country Boy, for that amazing introduction. You know, I'm blushing. My cheeks are like, oh, wow, because I just wasn't expecting that. I appreciate it. I just really try. That's it. I just try to do the things that I say that I'm going to do. And sometimes it takes a while. Yes. Sometimes things don't work out, but I do put in 100% effort. And I just hope that people know that. I never intend to do anything that hurts anyone, but sometimes in life we do end up hurt, So anybody that I've harmed by accident or maybe in my past by intent, you shouldn't have been in my way. Just kidding.
Gonna keep on rolling.
I'm kidding. But no, I'm not up here to apologize. I mean, I do exactly what I need to do, and business ain't sweet.
Hey, there you go. Well, look, Shebia, one, I want to know for you to share, if you will, whatever. Actually, you can share whatever you want to share. Personally, but I do want you to share about your business. One, how you got into it, what it's about. I know some of the wonderful clients that you have. I'm not going to get into all of that. That's your
Yeah.
business. If you want to get into it, that's you. But look here, I'm not speaking from what I've heard.
Uh-huh.
Okay, when I speak of this young lady right here, it's not something I heard. This is what I know personally. When I say the things that I say, it's because what I have seen. I have seen her carry herself. I have seen her put in the work. Yeah, I will say this. You know, I say that because of her, that I had the opportunity to do something very amazing. I had the opportunity because of her. Because if it hadn't been, and I believe this with all of my heart, that God doesn't make any mistakes and there's no happenstances or coincidences. When you're supposed to be connected with someone, he connects you with them. You're in the right place at the right time. I was blessed to be connected with this young lady. That's the reason I had the opportunity to go and speak somewhere and to go and be an MC. They wanted me, Lord, but and it, if I'd have messed up, then it'd have been, I'd have had to answer to her.
Yeah, I probably would have been like, "Don't ever talk to me again." No, I'm just kidding. No, I wouldn't have, but I would have taken that opportunity. Like if you had messed up, I would have just taken the opportunity to say, "Well, let's go work on whatever you need to work on." Because I mean, that's the thing is like sometimes people just need training,
Yes.
that doesn't make them bad at whatever they do. Like somebody told me today that, and this is somebody who was calling me, asking me for my help, but he was calling me and, asking me for all this stuff, but then told me that, he could help me to polish myself or something. And I was thinking to myself, well, it just depends on if I want to be shined up,
Right.
Because I might like that I'm a little bit raw and that
Right.
if you touch me on the backside, you could get cut.
There you go. There you go.
What I look like being shiny all the way across. You got to have some sort of protection at some point.
This is true. This is
Yeah.
true. Look. What's that thing? You got to even turtle got a shell. So you have to be weary of everybody and not of everybody, but just have to be weary. You have to be cautious. And it is very important, very important. And I like I said again, I admire you so much for what you do, for being who you are, for standing on your beliefs, for standing on your vision. Um, I know personally, girl, you stepped out there.
Okay.
You,
Swanda.
you stepped out there in that wilder.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's and I'll get into answering your questions in just a second, but I always listen to the staple singers Wade in the Water. I don't know why. I'm just so drawn to that. And I know it was like this song that was really amplified during the civil rights movement and just like really like bringing people together in movement against white oppression. But for me, I think about it like, gosh, entrepreneurial liberation, because it's just not easy. And a conversation I had with somebody recently was like, I mean, but who said escaping slavery and going down the Underground Railroad was easy either? Like, of course, I'm not trying to escape like slavery, but it is slavery to me. And everybody can think what they want to think about working the 9 to 5 and working for somebody else. But for me specifically, that was really hard because I'm not good at going to work on time. And I'm not good at taking directions all the time, especially if I feel like, hey, we should try XYZ. If I'm not the highest level of decision making and you keep telling me, no, we can't, and it's going to make my job easier for me to do to make the switch, and you're saying no, I feel oppressed. It feels like slavery. And I mean, my coworker died, and I was like, I'm going to be next from the stress of this job. Something's going to happen. So I got to get free. So no, it hasn't been easy, but I don't know why I thought it was going to be, but I did believe that it was going to be easier than it was.
Right.
And I hope that the people that are coming behind me, because I've had like at least 3 entrepreneurs call me today. They're like, Sheba, what do I do? And I'm just like, you got to have faith. And you got to ask people to buy stuff from you. That's something that I think is not express clearly.
Right.
You know, we're all watching the gurus, the business gurus, and they're like, get an LLC. Make sure that you go get business credit. But like, can you talk to me about sales?
Right.
Can you talk to me about my funnel and the process that I need to put in place in order for the leads to come in that then I go and sell to? Because like we're all trying to sell on Instagram. That's not where you sell. You know, like you got to move people to a place where you can effectively market to them,
Right.
and then they become leads and then you close the sale. So like this whole time you're sitting there going, why isn't anybody buying anything from me? Because you're not putting them in the right place. They're not in the right place. And so it's just like, you know, when we're working for other people, somebody else is the sales team.
Hmm.
You're not the sales team. You might be really good at whatever you do, which
Right.
led you to believe that you could go and be an entrepreneur. But you also have to learn how to sell. You have to learn how to do some level of marketing,
Right.
you know, and you have to understand branding. And if you don't know how to do those things, then you do have to get somebody to help you, which leads me to talk about a little bit of what I do.
All right.
So yes, so I'm a brand manager, content marketing strategist, all around PR girl. So I help people build excellent brands and come up with marketing strategies. And I also operate as a publicist. And I want to stress that there is a difference between public relations and publicity.
Mm.
Okay. Just so y'all know, there is a difference because a public relations specialist could not be a publicist, and a publicist could not do public relations. Like publicity is literally placements on shows like yours or magazine articles, the news, that sort of thing. So it's me getting you visibility. But PR to me is closely related to branding because it's about the overall image and the representation of your business or your brand.
Right. Right. Well,
Yeah.
let me ask you this. When you say that, I don't, as long as I know what my vision is for what I do,
Mhm.
you know what yours is. And I've seen some people and I don't think that they have a clue what their vision is. I think
Oh yeah.
they're just out here and they're just think, you know, everything for me, and if I could speak, everything that I have done has been basically strategically done. Okay. From starting out on TikTok to it has been done. It has been it was been placement. And a lot of
Mhm.
people are just out here and you think I'm gonna just hit on TikTok, or I'm gonna hit on Facebook and I'm gonna make 1 million. But you make that, but if you don't have somebody like what you do, then okay, what are you gonna be? What's that? Milli Vanilli, a one-hit wonder? I mean, if that makes any sense. I mean, and
Yeah.
that's I don't think people are thinking about more than okay, so you wanna get it, but how are you gonna sustain it?
Yeah. I mean, I think when you decide you want to sell something, you just had a good idea and you're like, I'm going to go out here with my t-shirts. And sometimes it takes off and you become a millionaire. And then sometimes you're on the struggle bus. But I think if I were going to sell t-shirts, thinking about it right now, I mean, I've sold t-shirts before, but if I were going to go into business as just a t-shirt salesman, I would have one t-shirt and I would sell that one t-shirt and market that one t-shirt in all the ways. I would have you wearing it. I would have me wearing it. I would have everybody I could think of wearing my shirt and I would give it to them.
Mhm.
Like everybody wants to sell people stuff to be their brand ambassador. I get that. But like you got to consider how that becomes marketing dollars. You have to have some kind of marketing budget, whether that means I'm going to give away X amount of product,
Right.
or I'm going to run an ad, or I'm going to design this and I'm going to put it in a magazine or whatever. But when people come out into the market, they be showing up with 12, 13, 14, 15 different products. there's no possible way that you, as an individual who has yet to sell one item, is going to also sell 13 items, and you don't have a audience or a customer base for even one product.
Right.
When Nike started, Nike had one shoe. See, everybody's looking at how many shoes Nike has today and
Right.
want to be like Nike, but Nike got it out the mud
Oh,
with them Cortezes. Okay. They had one shoe. They
Right.
didn't start with all the shoes that they have. So like people need to scale back. Like, don't be afraid to say, you know what? I'm going to irritate these people and I'm going to corner the market with this one product. I don't care if they're like, I'm so sick of hearing about Sheba's red pens. I don't care, because guess what? Today, what we're going to talk about is red pens. You know why? Because red pens are what you need. You really can't write if you don't have a red pen.
Right.
You
Right.
know how I know? Because I had a black pen and it wouldn't write. That's why I got the red pen. I'm telling you, like, I'm giving y'all gold right now. I'm giving you gold.
That is so true. And you know, and I get it. Trust me, this old boy, exactly what you're saying. I get it. I get it. I get it. I traveled that road of that. Of out there and beating the streets and giving away. Girl, let me tell you, I probably done gave away more shirts. I done passed t-shirts out from Arkansas to Louisiana to Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Gave them away.
Yeah,
Gave them away. You know, and mine, for me, it was just that. It was I'm not out here trying to sell something that nobody knows about.
Yeah.
Um, and a lot of people want to do that. They have no nothing. No one knows who they are, and you just want to go out there and you want me to pay $40 for your shirt. I mean, it's a nice T-shirt, but you and what is it gonna do? You know, sit in the back of the closet or in a drawer somewhere, and I finally pull it out. You know, those are the things that I had to think about going into it. And then I'm glad that you bring that up, because
Yeah.
I think a lot of people should think about that yeah, there are those, and I believe that there are those that walk into it, bam, and it just happens. But for the
Yeah.
majority, you got to beat the streets.
Yeah. And it's just easier if you only have one product. Like, I mean, I messed myself up for years because I had so many different things that I was doing. And it was just like when somebody would ask me what I do, like it was so hard for me to articulate or package everything
Right.
until I learned how to just really say it. And I had a meeting with, and this is probably at the end of like, what is it, 2024? This is probably at the end of like 2022, maybe, or maybe 2021. I can't remember. Anyway, I had a meeting with this lady. She is actually the director of the Heels Out movement. I don't know if you guys know Miyoka McBride, but she and I had a meeting, and she was trying to take her business to the next level as a business consultant. So I was like, okay, well, you can talk to me and help me see if I can tighten this thing up, because I feel like I'm just swirling. So we sat together and she was like, okay, so let's put together an elevator pitch. And that elevator pitch changed my life. Now, of course, I'm not still using it, but the one that we put together helped me to practice, to know exactly what I did, like off the top of my head. So when somebody asked me, I was like, boom, 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 boom. And so I had said it so many times that it just became like second nature. And it also does something else. And I don't know if she even understood this, but like, it's just like any affirmation. It's just like any affirmation that you might say to program yourself into another level of belief, because that's one thing that we often all can, you know, kind of relate to, is just like having this imposter syndrome or this like Okay, well now I'm shifting, or, I'm trying to sell this, but I haven't sold it before. Will people believe me? Will people understand that, like, I'm new, but that doesn't make me not an expert or understand it because I've been doing it. Maybe I haven't been selling it to you, but somebody's been using it and it works. And so, like, just having that really solid elevator pitch really, really helped me. It was a life-changing experience. So I would encourage everybody to either talk to her or just go write a pitch. And I'll tell you like what the formula is based on just what I remember. But I feel like it is your name, what you do, who you help, and how.
Mm.
So if you were to be the motivational speaker of your dreams, you just say your name, your motivational speaker for people who have a specific, whatever their specific problem is, by doing this, motivating and inspiring them. You know what I mean? So like when you say it over and over again, it just changes things. It was so, so, so impactful. I don't even know how I got here, but I just feel like that needs to be shared.
No, that's wonderful. I mean, and I think that that's true is that when you say that and you talk about the pitch, because what I get is before I pitch it to anybody else, I have to believe it. Because why would anybody believe me? Because some people say, well, you're just not believable. And a lot of times it's because you don't even believe it yourself.
Yeah.
You don't even believe in what you're doing. And you can't believe, if you can't believe in it, why would somebody be like, oh, okay, I want to try it?
Yeah, people can sense, like, I'm gonna tell you what customers and clients can sense, like blood and water, desperation, and a lack of confidence.
Mm.
As soon as you start to be a little bit wobbly or you start to second guess yourself, they're like, I ain't giving this person my money.
Right.
Why would I give my money to you?
Yep.
I don't feel safe here.
That's so true. That is so true.
And then when you're desperate, it's like, okay. But when you act like you don't need it or you don't need it, they can't wait to give it to you. They be coming up with all kinds of reasons for why you should work with them.
I'm gonna have to try that table.
Look, I'll tell you one thing that Warren taught me. And I was like, wow. Oh, hey, Skip. Sorry I didn't contact you. I'll let you know what's going on there. I talked to him recently. Okay, so he taught me, and I just heard him say it to somebody, and I thought, that is so cool. He said that he made them send him a proposal for why he should represent them. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to do that.
Wow.
Like, it just changes literally everything for you to change the position. Like, I'm not auditioning for you. Tell me why I should make the time to work with you, to provide you with my service.
Wow.
Like, something just changes whenever you really get busy and you're like, I don't know. Like, I don't know why I need to fit you in. Like, tell me why. Tell me why I should fit you in, because, like, it just is so much different. And having been a desperate and destitute entrepreneur at one time, and then now living this life where I'm like, okay, well, I mean, I guess we can talk about it.
Right.
It's a really different energy.
That is good because, man, I like that because it changes. It now puts you in the position of, one, I know who I am. I know what I can do. I know 100% what I can do. Now, because now it tells that person, I get it. Because are you serious about it? Because I'm serious about what I do, but are you serious about it? So if I'm going to take my time out, I need for you to be just as serious as I am.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, because one of the biggest issues is that people are not serious, and that's why they don't want to make certain investments. Like, you'll learn this too through your journey as a coach. You're going to be like, I don't understand why they don't want the help that they need.
Oh, they want it. They just want it for free.
Yeah. But that's how you know they're not serious. And things didn't change for me in my coaching business until I was like, I would not help you until you sign this contract. And the way you sign the contract is you paying me your money. because then you're serious about helping yourself. I'm not going to drag you because this is not an easy journey.
Right.
I'm not going to drag you, along the way.
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, I get that. And what they used to say a long time ago, and what I take with me everywhere, is it makes a difference when people have skin in the game.
Yeah.
It changes everything. Your perspective changes. You want to show up for it now because now you are invested in it. So it's not like I'm just going to leave this. Oh, hold up. I've invested in this now. Now we're both invested. Okay. Now
Yeah.
we're both invested in this thing. So now we can take it to the next level. It's not where I can just walk out like, oh well, I ain't lost nothing.
Right.
And that is such a changer right there. It is such a changer.
Yeah. And I mean, another thing that I learned, I guess I'm just sharing all the things that I learned. And then I'll tell y'all how I got here because I never answered that question. That even if you feel like, oh, this is low price, I've priced this pretty low, it's reasonably priced to the person that spent it. If it feels like it's $5 million, they will work you to death.
Mhm.
And unless you check them and let them know that it's pennies, and they're not even paying for this much
Right.
time or
Right.
this much service. And like it just is different whenever you realize like I have to be in control here. But that's something that we don't learn as employees. That's another thing we don't learn as employees. So two important things that I would give to anybody stepping out into business on their own is learn how to be a boss and learn how to be a salesman.
Mhm.
Those are really, really key things because you got to set boundaries and you got to be able to ask for the sale.
Right. Right.
You know,
Right. You're right. And it takes such discipline.
yeah,
It does. It takes discipline. It takes the commitment. You do have to set the boundaries. And again, you have to be that person that's out there. Because what I know for me in doing what I do on this side is that I'm the face of this.
hmm
I'm the face of this. I'm the voice of this. If I don't do it, if I'm not the one that's in the forefront right now, then who's gonna do it?
yeah,
I got to lay it on the line each and every time I come. I have to do it. I have to walk this. It's because I got all the skin in the game.
yeah,
So yeah, I get it. I get it.
yeah. Um, I guess I'll tell y'all how I started. Um, I wanted a job in marketing. This was many years ago. 8 years ago, actually. I wanted a job in marketing, and I was struggling to get one, of course, because I had no experience. Because I had only I worked at Xerox for many years in the field. I would go and fix copy machines for the city of Houston. And I got this job at this company doing their social media stuff. And I was so excited because that was what I was wanting to do. And child, I just could not be on time. And
Mm,
I got fired. And I was so upset because I was like, that was my only chance. So after that, I just was working, regular office jobs. And then I started working in healthcare. And I still really, really wanted to work in marketing. And so I was like, I got to give myself some experience. So what can I do? So I was selling shake mix, like the 90-day challenge. Oh my God, I was a nuisance. Everybody I talked to, I was like, but do you work out? And do you want to buy shake mix? Because I think you do. I know you do. I mean, I sold some of it. Don't get me wrong. Like when I look at it, I'm like, I wasn't 0% on my sales. So I gathered some of my homegirls together and I was like, let's do a podcast. So we had 5 girls. It's called Between Us Girls, Girl Talking Wine. And I promoted I don't know if I can cuss, but I promoted the out of that show. Okay.
wow.
like a psycho. Every post I made on Facebook was like, today was a really amazing day, but did you listen to the latest episode? Because if you didn't, why are you alive? And so just the way like that became part of my speech constantly. Like, I mean, I was doing publicity for us.
Right.
And so we were moderately successful. We won some awards, interviewed some B-list celebrities. I'm not gonna call them A-listers at the time, they weren't. But we were on our way. And the band broke up. And so I was kind of devastated because I was like, man, I have to restart. And I didn't really know what to do. So I sat with it for a while. So I decided, okay, well, I'll just interview people by myself.
Right.
So I did that for a while. And then I just took a break and I was like, I need to build my business. I need to build my business. So that was how I started. I'd learned all those things and I'm just using them for myself. And so now I just do it for other people.
And that's great. You know, and I know that it had to be, in my mind, emotionally and physically, mentally stressful. You know what you want. You know how you have this oomph inside of you, because I think that oomph is in everybody. And you're not sure how to get there, but okay, I feel like I was so close. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe this ain't it.
Yeah.
That's that. When I say that, goes back to that when I say boss type, and there's a type, is the one that even though the obstacles come, boss types say, okay, obstacles come, but I got to keep on going. That's
Yeah.
boss type. Boss type is not going to, when it comes, just give up.
Mm.
I don't know what the other type is, but boss types don't give up.
Them other people.
You know, and it's that when you know, and you keep going and you keep pushing, no matter what it is. Because I don't know anybody in life that has yet, I said this last night, and there may be somebody that has yet to face an obstacle.
Oh yeah. I mean, I
If
think
there
we
are
all
some
have.
people that are yet to face an obstacle, I can say right now at 58, keep living.
Okay.
If you are yet to face an obstacle, keep living.
Gosh, if you've never faced an obstacle, what kind of family do you have? Are y'all like the Brady Bunch or something and you never go outside? That would be crazy. Man,
And
I
that,
started facing obstacles at like 2 years old. Are you kidding me? Are you joking? The first hurdle I ever had to jump over at 2?
but that's that, you know, and for those, there are those, and for those that face the obstacles, keep going.
Mm.
Just keep going. When it comes, and it will. Again, if it ain't came yet, keep living.
Yeah.
When it does come, keep going.
You know what, country boy, you might be right. I think I am a boss type. And I'll tell you why. Because, I look at astrology and I read charts and stuff. And so my personal astrology in my 6th house, which is about my work habits and my routines, has Saturn in it, which Saturn is like the boss. And so, of course, and also I have Mars, which is like the warrior, aggressive, got to get after it. And Pluto, which is about death and rebirth, in the sign of Scorpio, which is also about death and rebirth. So it's like I literally don't die. As many times as I have been thrown into the pit, I just get back out and I'm like, let's go. Let's go. Like I just today, and this is what I was excited about whenever I got on here. Just let everybody know, should have a red pen. I I finally tested these cameras I bought. I bought a set of Mevo Start cameras because I wanted to be able to do multi-camera streaming or even recording. And I knew that I wasn't about to go buy 3 robust cameras. So I bought these 3 little cameras, and I have been not turning them on and testing them for a year, maybe even 2, but because I've been so busy focusing on clients and other things that needed to be done. And finally, just in the last 2 weeks, I was like, I gotta get my stuff up.
Right.
If I stand my stuff up,
Mhm.
I won't be worried about trying to get my stuff up, and I can definitely focus on other people.
Right.
Definitely, you
Right.
know.
And
So
that's taken care of. It's wonderful. And this may be a little bit away from it, but it's wonderful to do for
mhm.
others.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful thing. But we have to not forget to make sure that our house is in order first, because we tend to do in this and over here and making sure that the clients or the constituents or the friends or the family, we're making sure everybody's good,
Mhm.
but we're not pursuing our purpose, our
Mhm.
vision. So in essence, we're doing ourselves a disservice,
Yeah.
even though we're doing someone else a service.
Yeah. Yeah. And the worst part about it is being a people pleaser, or the type of person that's like, I gotta give and give and give. The people that you're giving to most of the time are not going to stop you and say, you're killing yourself.
Right.
You need to stop giving to me because
Right.
I see you suffering. They're rarely, now sometimes they'll be like, you know what, you should take a break, give to you, and then come back. It's a rarity. I mean, I'm sure they're out there. But on most occasions, they're going to be like, yes, give me more. Oh, I'm taking everything you have. Yes, baby, give me some. And with sprinkles,
Mhm.
they're going to receive it because you continue to give it. And like, I think this is something else. I'm just giving out all these tips, but this is what I'm on. So, like, there's this idea among business owners or entrepreneurs, especially faith-based ones, that you should just pour out and you should just give tirelessly, and giving more will help you receive more. But like, when you're always going like this, when are you getting back?
Right.
So like, when do you receive if you're constantly giving? Because I mean, at some point you have to stop and turn your hands over. You know what I'm saying? So I think one thing that I teach people to do is, yeah, you got to build a portfolio. So definitely go give some things. But at some point you have to stop and say, okay, I have practiced enough. It costs this much. And you can still give. I mean, it's no different than going to a business and saying, hey, I'm having a party and I need a sponsor at X amount of dollars. Are you interested? They can say, we have depleted our sponsorships for this quarter. So no, we can't. Nobody says anything when a corporation says we can't sponsor anymore right now. But
Right.
let an individual say, I can't sponsor anymore right now. I need you to go ahead and run me my coins. What? You just, I'm just not sponsoring anymore right now.
Right.
That's it. Like, if I decide I want to give you something, I will, but I might not have it to give you,
Right.
you
Right.
know? So it's like, you just got to be able to give to yourself sometime. Because I mean, I don't want to charge me to do what I do for others, but I still need the time,
Right.
you know?
And that's the most, of everything. The most valuable asset we have
Mm-hmm.
is our time.
Mm-hmm.
The most valuable asset that we have is our time. See,
Mm-hmm.
and at this point in my life, this is what I know. For me, no one could ever pay me what my time is worth.
Hello. Hello, y'all could never afford me. Let's be real.
You, because what on my side, what I have put in, the sacrifices and everything else, and this is not negating anything, from from the tears to the jeers, from the prayers to the brokenness to the walking down healing lane,
Mm-hmm.
from the schooling, from everything that I have put in. And that's for Time, the most valuable asset. There is no way that I could say, here is a price tag for my time,
Mm,
because there is no price tag that you can put on time.
right.
Now, you can put a price tag on some things you may have learned, some knowledge, but for my time, well, I'm gonna pay you for your time. No, baby, you can't. I hear some people, well, I pay you for your little time. No, you no, you can't ever.
Yeah, and I don't like that because people just decide how much they want to pay you.
Yes.
Like, no, you're going to pay the minimum amount that I will accept. And that still is not enough to cover my hours, but that's the minimum amount I will accept. I once heard somebody say, just like I said, nobody can actually afford me. So I just let y'all pay this amount because that's the minimum I will accept.
And and it's okay. And I had to learn this, and it's okay to have a price based on your thing, on your job, your work, and whatever you do, because isn't it funny, because companies put a price on what they will pay you. They try to tell you what your worth is, and a lot of people go to a job because somebody. So I don't care if you're making, and this may be a little bit off, I don't care if you're making triple figures. So
Mhm.
you're gonna tell me, when they told you they're gonna pay you that, they just told you that's all your time is worth.
Yeah.
That's all your time is worth. Or is that what you are you paying me for my time or my skills? That's different now. Now the skill level, baby. Okay, you know what? All right, yeah, yeah. And every once in a while, you can give me a little bump for my skills, okay?
Yeah.
But baby, when it comes to the time, because so much ties in with time,
Mhm.
so much emotions.
Mhm.
All that ties in with your time, because when I invest my time in something, I like relationships. When you invest that's why people be mad about relationships when they don't work. Because they be like, I can't believe I didn't put this time in here. Now I know, because I went these years,
Mhm.
these I can't get them back.
Yeah.
I can't get it back. So, I just say, when you're out. And I had to learn that when you're out, and whatever it is that you're out here doing, and in the business aspect, I ain't that good
Mhm.
at business. Don't y'all get me wrong. I'm just, I'm new. I'm new to this, but I'm true to this.
Look,
Um,
hey.
in the business aspect of it, and as far as, yes, uh, what you said is 100%. There are things that we do give, and we do give. Um, but what I knew, for me personally, everything that I do, the majority of a lot of what I do, there is no price tag on it. But
Mhm.
there are some things, and it's funny on that. I have some businesses that I run, businesses that I do.
Mhm.
When I come on here, I don't charge anybody to come. I don't
Mhm.
charge this for me is something this is what I'm supposed to do. This is
Yeah.
my giving back. This is my sowing back. This is the opportunity to bring people, wonderful people in like yourselves, to and give people FREE information.
Yeah.
And if those don't take that's being given to them, to that's your loss.
Yeah.
That's your loss. If you're not taking this, going like, wow, she was saying, okay, let me take this notes right here. Okay, yeah, that was good. Okay, because I never thought of that like that. Because
Mhm.
when you go to Sheba and you say, hey, I need some of your knowledge and your skills, and she says, here is what my knowledge, and I'm gonna charge for this knowledge and these skills, then don't be upset, because you're already giving a what you call that thing, a sneak preview of what you
A little teaser. But you know what? It depends on what the question is, what the time it like. If I have the time, I'll have a quick conversation with somebody. But if you need me to really sit down with you, and I'm talking about build you a bridge, so let me talk to you about what it is to build a bridge. So if you said to me, Sheba, I want to take my brand to the next level, that means we need to sit down and talk about where you're starting, where you're trying to go, and we got to build a bridge. That's going to take some time. And I'm not saying, okay, well, my time costs this and this. This is the minimum I will accept to sit and talk to you for 2 hours and to type you up an actual map, step by step, of what you need to do digitally on this platform. Do this in this area, do this. Your blog needs to read like this. You need to direct people back here. Then you need to run this way. Like, I'm telling you what to set up.
Right.
So I'm giving, if you do it like I'm telling you, you could make so much money. So at the very least, you could pay me to sit and talk to you for hours. And a lot of time when we get into it, it'd be emotional. So now not only am I sitting and talking to you, I'm listening to you cry because you're confused about who you're supposed to be because you're trying to be somebody you're not yet. Maybe these are counseling sessions. So you gotta pay me, but I'm here to help people because that's what I was called to do. But unfortunately, I did have to get to the point where I was like, hey, y'all, I gotta eat. This is not Jerusalem. Okay, baby. We need some food around here. Because I did a lot of spiritual work where I would sit with people and I would listen to them talk and I would read them and I would tell them what's next and what they need to do. And I would just be a guide. That is poverty work. And I just can't live like that.
And the most disheartening thing that I've discovered in this walk and in this journey is there are people that you have and they come and you do and you talk and you have these conversations or you have these sessions. And they have them with you and they walk away and return to the very thing that they were doing. Again, the most valuable thing that now that you have taken away was the time. Because basically you didn't want anything but like a babysitter.
You just wanted to dump.
Dump.
And that you need to pay for because you want me to walk away from the conversation with all your crud. Like, that's a huge problem. A lot of people don't know how to shield themselves from other people's trauma. You're coming to me talking to me about what's going on with you. If I don't know how to go sure and listen to you with the helmet on, it's gonna be all over my head.
Yes.
And then you're like, you know what? I feel so much better after that conversation. I feel so free.
And you over there like, oh.
And I mean, and not only are you over there feeling dumped on, but you can't pay your light bill. You can't pay your light bill and you just gave away 4 hours and let them dump all over you. Then bye. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Like, there's just gotta be. And these are also just things you learn if you decide you're going to be an entrepreneur. Like, most of us know this lesson where we're like, I'm in business. And then you don't really ask people for money. You do a lot of stuff for free and you're like, I'm destitute.
Right.
This is what business is like in the beginning, probably. Yeah. Especially if you don't have a good teacher.
Right. Right. And there is a line and that's not negative. I mean, that's real business. This is real business talk. This is the real deal. You have to, I had to understand and I had to learn that some people gonna be offended. And where I am today, then you will just be offended. I mean, because it is how it really is. People will be offended because now you come to me and you pour, as you say, use me as the dumping grounds. But you will go over there and you will pay and not think twice.
After I talk to you for free, I'm going to go spend my money with this person because now I'm clear-headed and clear-minded because I already talked to you. You already brought me there for free. Because now I'm gonna go spend my money with this person because
And not
you helped me
hesitate,
find the
not
light.
hesitate, not nothing. That
No,
not even blink about
no.
it. As you know, as I look at and I'm sorry, Skip, if you still here, I'm gonna use you for a minute. You could have Skip out there with his music, and he's out here, he's doing his thing, and nobody will be like, oh well, that's just because he done gave me a sample album. But you will go right over somewhere else and you will spend umpteen dollars on their music, but then you want to come back over to him and get a free sample.
Yeah, but country boy, you know what the difference is? It's those people expect to be paid. And so they set the price and they
Mhm.
don't give that thing that they may give a sample, but they're not going to give the whole album away for free because they expect to be paid. So the same thing happens. Eventually, you evolve to the point where you're like, yeah, I would love to be able to give that to you. It's this much money. Here's what I can give you up to that point. Like there's a lot that I give away. Like I have 30-minute conversations. I have a questionnaire you can fill out and I'll do an audit for you. Um, I'll be your friend, that kind of stuff. Like, I'll bring my microphone, talk to you if I'm out in public. But like some stuff I gotta charge you for. Like when it comes to even like video production, if you want me to show up on site, you want me to bring a microphone, you want me to interview people, you want me to edit at some point, some money has to get involved because editing is not simple.
Right.
It's not easy for me to lug all my equipment around. I don't have a whole team of people. It's me, lights, camera, and action.
Right.
So yeah, you know, if people don't value your product or service, you find those that do. Absolutely, Skip. I think that is like a beautiful thing,
Yes.
is being able to just finally say, you know what? I'm going to go talk to somebody who wants to buy what I'm selling.
Right.
Because
Right.
those people do exist. And it wasn't until I said, I am going to create a new network, because I had never been more frustrated with the network that I had, because it was full of people who knew me before. It
Mm.
was full of people who knew that I had been a drunk. It was full of people that knew I had called myself by my birth name. It was full of people who knew I worked at the hospital. It was full of people who knew I used to be on a podcast with some girls. It was full of people who never thought that I could be MS Creative AF.
Mm.
And
Mm.
so I was like, I got to find some people who have never seen me before. And I got to introduce myself to those people.
Yes.
And that's what I did.
That is, when you say that right there, that is so true. The people that knew you, that knew me before, are the hardest ones that you would think that in my mind, starting my journey, I would think that you would look and you'd be like, wow, okay, that's great. I really support this.
Mm-hmm.
But it's more like, oh, I remember. Oh, I
Yeah.
remember this. Oh, you know what I have to tell them folks, right? Let me reintroduce myself because
My
who
name is Hope. Just kidding.
let me allow me to reintroduce myself, because all that you remember, I don't even live at that address no more.
Listen, couldn't even find it.
I don't live there no more. So why you keep trying to send some mail to somebody that don't even live there?
Yeah. But that's why you got to go, just like I said, do that thing. But you, in that moment, and this was so profound to me, and it was life-changing. When I went to go build the new network and I went to introduce myself to people who never knew me before, I met myself.
Mm.
I met myself. And when I saw her, I was like, you better be a bad bitch. And the things that I have done since I have been able to develop that confidence, I just want to remind everybody, you need you a red pen. The things that I have been able to do, remarkable, miraculous, can only be divine. So I thank God that I got that message that said, you need new people.
Mm.
And I was like, show you right. And I knew how difficult it was becoming because this algorithm was like, you ain't going viral.
Mm.
Well, if I can't reach people on the internet, guess where I need to go? Outside.
Yes.
And that's what I
Yes.
did.
Yes.
And that's how I met you.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
I met Marina and then I met you.
Wow.
So I don't be playing when it comes to networking. Like I can teach a class on how to build a network, whether you're doing a community online or you're doing it in person, get outside.
Yes. I mean,
And if you're,
you have
yeah,
to, but you have
yeah.
to be willing to step out. And that's the
Mhm.
thing. You have to step out on that faith. You have to, that faith and believing in yourself. You have to step out there on it. You have to step out there on everything. Not that this, I say this and I say this, not that what this ugly, mean, hateful world has said, because that's
Mhm.
how it can be. Like for real, it can be mean, it can be ugly, and it can be hateful. Not saying everybody, but I'm saying a lot of this world can be mean, ugly, and hateful. But you don't step out on that. You step out on who God says you are. You know what? You are beautiful and wonderfully made. You are unique. You have a gift. You have a gift. And when we all start to realize, and I'm finna hit this one, and I'm sorry if I go over here, but I'm gonna hit this real quick. Once more again, before I hit this, 832-699-0408, 832-699-0408. Call in if you got something to say to Sheba. Before you see, when we each understand that we are all individually, uniquely, and wonderfully made. And we all each have a special gift. For me, what that removed when I finally discovered that mine ain't yours and yours ain't mine. So I have no reason to feel like I'm in competition with you. I ain't got
Mhm.
no reason to feel like because I know that I have a gift. And there's nothing that you can do, nothing, absolutely positively nothing that you can do to take my gift away from me. Now, what I can do is stifle my own gift, which I did for years.
Yeah.
I can stifle my own, but you can't take it. And the
Mhm.
other thing that you can't do, or anybody, what nobody else can do to you, Sheba, is take what's yours. You know them clients that's yours, can't nobody else have them because you have something to offer them that only Sheba can offer. Can't nobody else offer it to them. I tell people this
Listen,
all the time, and I wish somebody would finally hear this. That when that thing finally snaps, this feeling of competition or I got to be better than, no, just be.
just be. I'll tell you what. You are so right. You are so right.
Yours is yours. That thing that you have. When I discovered this, when God gave me this, He said, boy, look at here. What I gave you, there's somebody out there that needs it. And you're the
Absolutely.
only one that can give it to them.
Mhm.
I don't care what it could be it could be a billion other folks doing what you do, but they can't do what you do.
Mhm.
We each have it. And the greatest part is there's somebody out there waiting for it,
Mhm.
waiting for
Yeah. Thank you for dropping that on us.
it.
Absolutely appreciate it. It's very much true. And I'm glad you said that. And unfortunately, I do have to go to bed at some point. But I want to say this. I just want to say not only will you only have what you're supposed to have, but you will also only be right where you're supposed to be.
Mm,
So if you are one of those individuals who, like me, was journeying is journeying Because if you're like I was, then you're still walking. You're where you're supposed to be. There is a lesson right here that you need because you will use it soon. So
Yes.
if you don't get it now, that means you won't be able to implement that understanding and that knowledge when you need it. So, like, don't be in a rush to get out of where you are right now. It's not that bad. It may feel like pressure, but if you can find a way to be grateful, or you can find a way to turn it into something funny, like, wow, this must be a really funny episode of my life. God is watching. I hope you're laughing, you know. Like, you've got to be able to find joy every single day. That's a very base of how I live my life. It's not that bad, you know,
Amen.
because I really was a miserable person and I really did drink every single day to cope with the pressures of just being a human. And it's just not that bad, you know. Every day that you have breath and every day that you have the opportunity to use your body, it's a good day.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. 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 Well, Sheba, I thank you. I thank you. I thank you so much. Um, would you, before you bounce up, would you tell them where they can find you, where they can reach out to you, where they can call up for some consultation? Um,
Yeah. So what you're going to do is you have two options, okay? First, I want everybody who's here to follow me on Instagram at, just like you see on the screen, MUZE brand MGMT. That's Muse Brand Management. And so this is the first way. So in my link tree, there's a questionnaire there that says, can we work together? So you're going to complete the questionnaire. And there's also an option for you at the bottom of that page to book a 30-minute call with me. Okay. I would advise, if you're going to book the 30-minute, that you do the questionnaire also, because I need to be a little bit nosy and I need to know more about your brand before we talk. Okay. But you can also go to www.mscreativeaf.com. mscreativeaf.com is back, has returned from the abyss. So we are back home, and you can just go to my website and you can see more of my work and some of my services, and you can shoot me a message to the contact page. I also don't want to leave without saying this. I have launched a new blog called Divine Society.
mm,
It is now up. I'm probably going to post something once a week.
okay.
Just musings, sometimes business, sometimes news, sometimes society, which is like event stuff. And I really am looking forward to seeing it flourish. So I can't wait to interview some people and to go to some events and to really rip them a new one if they need to. I saw y'all's episode the other night. I went somewhere recently. There was no water. So, you know, it's like, don't have a party if you don't have refreshments, please. Don't have an event if you don't have refreshments. And I heard Trina say this. Trina said, if you can't feed us properly, just don't have food. No, don't do that. Please. Because if there's nothing to eat, the people will remember that. And your event will go down in history as not a good one. And the next time you have an event, it's going to be a struggle to get folks up there.
Yes, 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 yes. My co-host and her fettuccine.
Yeah. I love Trina, though. I'm going on her show next week.
Well, look, I thank you so, so very much. Thank you for taking out the time. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. It is always a joy and a pleasure to have you. Continue walking in your destiny. And I appreciate you so very much for everything that you've done for me. I greatly appreciate it. You are the boss.
Thank you.
I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Look here, as we close this thing out, I will say this, as I always say. If the good Lord has given you a vision, and I mean this, and when I say it, as you've heard my guest tonight talk about following and following through. Keep on pushing, keep on going. The good Lord has given you a vision. Don't worry about what people say, because they will. Don't worry about the ones that talk about you, because they will. Don't worry about the ones who try to look down on you, because they will. I'm not saying this because ain't none of that gonna happen. It will happen. If you have that vision, which I know that each and every one of us has it inside of us, then you just keep pushing and you keep going. And as I say, if God has given you a vision, who would I be not to believe in the vision he's given you? Why wouldn't I believe in you? If he gave it to you, why would I say, you can't do that? Oh, country boy ain't never gonna say that. Because that's your vision that he gave you. And understand something about your vision. There's somebody out there waiting for that gift, that vision that you have. Whether it's writing a blog, whether it's being a designer, whether it's being a publicist, whether it's being a singer, whether it's being a writer, whether it's being a movie director, it doesn't matter. There's somebody out there that's waiting for that one blog, that one note, that one scene in that movie that could change their whole life, but only you can do it if you follow your vision. Keep pushing, keep going. Don't you dare give up. And lastly, but not least, if you woke up this morning and you open your eyes and you cleaned out your ears and you was listening to hear, but you didn't hear this old voice right here. And if you was out there today, if you was in Houston, boy, I hope you had an umbrella or a boat, because it's been raining. But you still didn't hear. All you could hear was the raindrops. Well, here it is. 9:14 Houston time. I'll tell you, I love you. I love you. And I love you unconditionally. And there ain't nothing that you can do about it. Thank y'all so very much for tuning in. We will be back Monday for another edition of The Real Conversation with a twist of humor with my co-host, the Little Diva. And then the Little Diva has a show. Then, I got my show on Tuesday. She got her show on Wednesday. Lord, it's just rolling up in hell. We just rolling. But look, until next time, y'all have a very, very blessed, very blessed, very blessed and prosperous week and weekend. I love y'all. Thank you, Sheba. Thank you so very much. I look forward to hooking up. All right, we out of here. Thank y'all.